Welcome back, class. And in this part 2, we're going to talk about thermal expansion in liquids and gases. In the previous video lesson, you learned about thermal expansion. Basically, when an object is heated, it becomes hotter, it will expand. The volume increases. When an object is cooled, or in other words, if you cool down an object, it contracts. The volume becomes small. So previously, we looked at solids, and you can see when solids are hot, it becomes longer or it becomes bigger. When solids are cold, it becomes shorter or it becomes smaller. Now we're going to look at liquids and gases in this video lesson. So first we're going to look at an experiment involving thermal expansion in liquids. So I'm going to show you the video. Okay, so you just saw from the video, you have a tube with colored water inside, and then they mark a level on the tube. And then when they put the tube inside hot water, you can see the water level rises. That's because when hot, the liquid expands so that the water level rises. So when it's hot, the volume of the liquid increases, or in other words, the liquid expands, it becomes larger. And that's why the water level rises. And then when you put the tube in cold water, you can see the water level falls down. And that's because when cold, the liquid contracts. So the liquid becomes smaller, the volume decreases. So the water level falls. So this experiment shows you that liquid can also expand when hot and contract when cold, not just solids. Now we're going to look at another experiment that shows thermal expansion in gases.
For this, we need spirit lamp, cold water, test tube with rubber cork, straw, and colored water. First, we will trap a drop of colored water in a straw. Insert the straw through a rubber cork, like this. Now put the cork in the test tube and make sure no air escapes. Now heat the tube and observe the colored drop. The drop rises. Cool the tube in the beaker filled with cold water and observe the drop. The drop comes down. you will see that the drop of water moves up when the tube is heated and it comes down when it is cooled.
All right, so what did you see in the video? So basically, they put air inside a tube and they put a drop of colored water here at a straw. Okay, so this drop of colored water shows us what the air is doing inside the tube. When you warm up the tube, you will see the drop of colored water rises. Why does it rise? That's because when hot, the gas expands. When the gas expands, it pushes up the drop of colored water. That's why the drop of colored water goes up, because it's being pushed up by the gas. The gas is becoming bigger and bigger inside this tube. But you cannot see it because the gas is invisible. You can only see the colored water. That's why we need the colored water. When you cool down the tube, the gas becomes cold. So when cold, the gas contracts, the gas becomes smaller, and the drop of colored water falls. So in this case, the gas is becoming smaller, so the drop of colored water can go down the tube. Okay, so this experiment shows you that expansion and contraction can also happen in gases. So you know now that solids, liquids, and gases can expand when hot and contract when cool. Different substances, in fact, expand by different amount. Gases expands the most when heated. So when you heat it up, gases expand by quite a lot. And solids expands the least. In other words, when you heat it up, solids expand just a little bit when compared to gases. So this table shows you some measurements to prove this. Now you might be wondering, why do solids, liquids, and gases, these objects become bigger when they are hot, or expand when they are hot, and contract when they are cooled? The answer lies in the particles or the molecules. So you can see this is the molecules inside the object. When it is cooled, what's going to happen? The molecules will lose energy because it's cold. The molecules will lose its heat energy, and when they lose heat energy, they cannot go further apart from each other. They become closer with each other. So the distance between the molecules becomes smaller. So when temperature decreases, particles lose energy, the particles move closer to one another, thus the volume decreases. So you can see initially, this is how big the object is, and then after you cool it down, the volume or the size of the object becomes smaller because the molecules are much more closest together. Now, if you heat it up, what's going to happen? So if you heat up the substance, the molecules will gain energy. They become more energetic and they can go far apart from each other, as you can see there. So when temperature increases, particles gain energy. The particles move farther away from each other, thus the volume expands. So if I draw a simple box here showing the volume of this object, you can see this box is bigger than the box before. So in other words, the volume or the size increases. To summarize this video lesson, what do you need to know? Make sure you understand that liquid can expand when hot and can contract when cold. Gases can also do the same thing. It expands when hot, contract when cold. And make sure you know that gases expands a lot when hot. Liquid is somewhere in the middle, and solid expands the least. And then make sure you know and able to explain, why do they expand? Why do they contract? It's all because of the distance between the molecules. If it's cold, the molecules are closer together. If it's hot, the molecules are further apart from each other. But that's why the object as a whole becomes bigger or smaller depending on the temperature. In the next video lesson, we're going to look at the effects of thermal expansion in real life and how we can use this in our daily life.